Here are 45 facts of Porsche you probably don't know. Emphasis on probably because you Porsche people are insufferable know-it-alls. Number 1. Porsche and Ferrari run the exact same horse on their badges. Porsche's comes from the crest of Stuttgart. Ferrari's honors a pilot who shot down a German plane over that same city. Number 2. No Porsche has ever had a grille. Those are air vents. A grille defines a car's face, and with the engine in the back, Porsche never needed one, so the clean nose became the look. Number 3. Porsche got so tired of people butchering the name they released an official video on how to say it. 2 syllables, Porsche. It sounds like they're scolding children. We'll be ignoring that for the rest of this video. Number 4. The 911 launched in 1963 as the 901, until Peugeot claimed it owned every 3-digit number with a 0 in the middle. Rather than fight over one digit, Porsche swapped the 0 for a 1. Number 5. To show off the Panamera's air suspension, engineers synced it to an iPhone's gyroscope. Their only warning to the journalists: don't flip the phone. We haven't tested that yet. Number 6. The badge on every wheel always points down toward the valve stem. Every car, every wheel, no exceptions. Number 7. Across all of motorsport combined, Porsche has won over 30,000 races. No other manufacturer is anywhere close. Number 8. Roughly 2 out of every 3 911s built in the last 60 years are still on the road or tucked away in a garage. That one number is the whole reliability story. Number 9. From the 60s to the 90s, the Dutch police ran Porsches. Their actual pitch to the government? The rear-engine cars were brilliant at chases even when driven in reverse. Number 10. In 2017, a Cayenne S diesel towed an Airbus A380 weighing 285 tons, a genuine world record for a production car. Number 11. When Porsche nearly went bankrupt in the 90s, they hired former Toyota engineers to rebuild their production line. The company that beat everyone on the track needed help building cars. Number 12. Without the Cayenne, Porsche would not exist today. The SUV purists begged them never to build is the only reason the sports cars survived. Number 13. In the early 2000s, Porsche designed a 5.7-liter V10 for Le Mans. They got told they couldn't race it, so they built a road car around it instead, the Carrera GT. Number 14. Between 1956 and 1963, Porsche built over 120,000 tractors. They also design award-winning forklifts to this day. Number 15. Porsche averages around $17,000 in profit on every car it sells. For context, Toyota makes about $2,700. Number 16. This race car, the 956, made so much downforce that at 200 miles per hour, it could theoretically drive along a ceiling. Porsche was confident enough in that math that they mounted one upside down in their museum just to make the point. Number 17. The 918's key fob is identical to the one on the base model Kia, a $1 million hypercar, same key as an economy hatchback. Number 18. Porsche doors don't have fixed positions. Open one to any angle you like and it stays exactly there without swinging shut. Number 19. The 919 Hybrid Evo holds the outright Nürburgring lap record, 5 minutes 19 seconds. Nothing has come near it. Number 20. In the late 1930s, Ferdinand Porsche designed the VW Beetle for the German government, and the very first one was assembled in his private villa. Number 21. On the ignition, almost every Porsche puts the key to the left of the wheel. It came from Le Mans, where drivers sprinted to the car and could start it and grab a gear at the same time. Number 22. The 917 is arguably the most iconic Porsche ever. It scored their first Le Mans win, made over 1,600 horsepower in its wildest form, and one recently sold for over $14 million. Number 23. When Porsche fell behind assembling the first 25 of those 917s, they pulled in everyone at the office, secretaries and all, to build the race cars by hand, on time. Those first 25 are still called the secretary cars. Number 24. Porsche makes paper clips shaped like the 911. 100 of them runs about $20. Comfortably, the cheapest way to put a Porsche on your desk. Number 25. Carbon ceramic brakes get yellow calipers. Steel brakes get red. You can read a Porsche's braking package from across a parking lot. Number 26. The Carrera GT center wheel nuts are red on the driver's side and blue on the passenger side because the threads spin opposite directions. Get them mixed up and the wheel comes off. Number 27. Porsche is developing a synthetic eFuel made from water and air with no net CO2. If it works, it could keep the combustion engine alive well past when everyone assumed it would die. Number 28. The Cayenne isn't named after the islands. It's named after the Cayman, the smaller, meaner cousin of the alligator, fitting for the sharpest car in the range. Number 29. Porsche sells 6 core models but offers 95 variations across them. There's quite literally a Porsche for every taste and budget. Number 30. Bill Gates loves remote islands and Porsches. When the US wouldn't let him import his 959, he waged a legal fight so long it produced the show or display law, which now lets cars built in runs of 500 or fewer skip the 25-year import rule entirely. Number 31. This 1898 machine is arguably the first Porsche ever and the world's first hybrid. Ferdinand Porsche built it with a gas engine driving 2 electric motors. That's 126 years ago. Number 32. Porsche bodies were once built by a firm called Reuter. They did such good work on the 356 that Porsche bought the body-making half outright. The leftover interior half rebranded itself as Recaro. Number 33. The GT3 RS's rear wing is the first on a production Porsche to sit higher than the roof of the car itself. Number 34. This isn't a VW bus. It's a Porsche B32, built to chase the 959 rally car with spare parts, powered by a 911 turbo engine. One is worth around $400,000 today. Number 35. Newer Porsches keep a hidden over-rev counter that logs every time you push the engine past its limits. Buy one used and drive it hard. And remember, the car already told on the last owner, and it'll tell on you. Number 36. In 1978, Porsche tried to replace the 911 with the front-engine 928, convinced the 911 had hit its ceiling. 46 years later, the 911 is still here, and the 928 is long gone. Number 37. Bootsy Porsche was thrown out of design school for lack of talent. He went on to design the 911 after a private contractor built his prototype to prove the doubters, including Porsche's own head designer, wrong. Number 38. Ferry Porsche decided the company had outgrown being a family business and brought in outsiders, effectively pushing his own relatives off the board. That's how Porsche Design, the watches and sunglasses brand, was born. Number 39. Early Porsches were genuinely sketchy to drive at the limit. In the 60s, the factory welded cast iron blocks to the bumpers just to add weight and traction. Factory training wheels, basically. Number 40. Only 21 units of the 911 were ever built with the engine in the middle, the GT1, a homologation race car. Just one of those was the 202 mph Evo. Number 41. The 550 Spider earned the nickname Giant Slayer. With a tiny 1.5-liter making 110 horsepower, it beat far bigger, more powerful cars purely through low weight. The whole Porsche philosophy in one car. Number 42. In 1939, Ferdinand Porsche designed the Mercedes Type 80 to hit 370 mph and be the fastest car alive. World War II broke out before it ever ran. Number 43. Both the Mercedes 500e and the Audi RS2 were secretly developed and built by Porsche on Porsche's own assembly line. Two legends, rival badges, the same hands. Number 44. You can order almost any Porsche in almost any color through Paint to Sample. If you name it or point at it, they'll spray your car in it for an eye-watering price. Number 45. Porsche made its very last air-cooled engine in 1998, closing a chapter that defined the brand's sound for 50 years. Subscribe and vote in the comments for which car maker gets the fact treatment next.